When I had this idea to not charge lender fees, never did I think people weren't going to believe it. I didn't think that was something I'd have to overcome. I thought we'd go out and we're going to do this amazing thing, and we're going to show people how they can save money and get a mortgage for cheaper, and they're going to love it, and it's going to be wonderful. And that isn't what happened. The first couple of years, we had to overcome skepticism. We had to overcome doubts, and that almost made it not work. That almost put us out of business before we ever really got started. Yeah, in 2008, 2007, when the mortgage industry melted down, just because there were so many problems and so many people being taken advantage of. And at that moment, I had a choice, and I decided to open my own company, to open RP Funding in the wake of that, but to do it differently and to not charge people fees and to make sure people got a good deal and to do all these things that the rest of the industry told me I was crazy for doing. And it worked. Now we've helped so many people save so much money and helped so many people be able to buy a house, and it's rewarding. It was scary in the beginning, but it's all worked out. It's such a big market shift for me to step out there and pay all the closing costs on a refinance. There's a lot of skepticism. There's also just a lot of people misunderstand it. They think it means that we're going to finance the closing costs, or we're going to add them onto their loan or add them onto the back of the loan. And there's confusion. And so I really want to try to clear that confusion up. I want people to understand that no, the money we're using to pay these closing costs didn't come from your loan. It came from all the other loans we've made. It came from a little bit of the profit from each loan we make. And it's me making less money. I don't have a board of directors or shareholders to report to. It's just me. And so when I make a decision that I'm willing to make a little less money because I want to give back to our consumers and pay their closing costs, because we make it back in the long run. We make it back by servicing that loan for the next 15 to 30 years. We've closed tens of thousands of people under that program. And so they are the proof. They are the proof that it's true. They are the proof that the fees weren't hidden anywhere. They're the proof that there was no gotcha. I just paid their closing costs. Because we make our money by collecting your payments for the next 15 to 30 years. And when you think about that, can I afford to pay your closing costs today to make money off of your loan for the next 15 to 30 years? Absolutely. And that's what we're doing. Right now, because the housing market is on fire and inventory is low, multiple people are trying to buy the same house. And I've tried to put as many things in place as I can to help give our RP Funding clients an edge. Whether it's our validated pre-approval, it's asking for less closing costs because we don't have lender fees, anything we can do to use the power of our brand and our strength in the community to try to help our customer, our client, win out and get that home when they find themselves competing with other buyers in a multiple offer situation. The buyer who asks for the least amount of closing costs has an advantage to win the deal. And so because we don't charge lender fees, we actually make your offer stronger to help you get that home you want. I don't like people being taken advantage of. It really bothers me at my core. And I think that may come from my parents and their struggles with debt. As a kid, I feel like debt ruined my family. My parents got divorced when I was 4 because of debt, because of financial problems. My dad filed bankruptcy. And then fast forward 15 years, my mom gets really sick because of debt. She ends up filing bankruptcy. And so I watched credit card debt and financial struggles ruin my parents' life together and then almost their lives independently. And it always stuck with me. That had such an impact on me that I ended up going into a business where I could maybe try to help people avoid that same fate. It really motivated me to try to learn everything I could about debt and about credit cards and about personal finance, and that's what led me to do my radio show, trying to give people free advice, how to not get in trouble with credit cards, how to save for retirement. I probably get more comments from people I meet out on the street about my radio show than about the mortgage company, and that's probably the most fulfilling for me is when I hear someone who says, Robert, I was heading down the wrong path, to financial ruin, and your radio show saved me from it. That makes it all worth it for me. I think having to fight harder for this and having to fight harder to build RP Funding makes me appreciate it a lot more. It really keeps me that much more committed to that core belief. I almost lost everything because I believed people could get mortgages without having to pay junk fees. And when you put it all on the line for a belief, it's that much harder to ever abandon it. And so I think that will be a core part of who I am for the rest of my life, whether I ever wanted to change it or not, because I really went all in on that idea. And to give it up now would be a betrayal of my own beliefs, a betrayal of myself.